What's up, nerds? Today we have Gabumon versus Leviamon. Caleb starts us out, hatches Xiaomon, evos into Gabumon, then activates Mist, mills 2, draws 1. Brandon hatches Wanyumon, evos into Ukomon and raising. Plays Louis, promotes it, gains a memory from Uko, hatches, taps Louis, gains another memory. Evos into Gabumon. Swing on him 2k. Checks a 7th Lightning. Actually can't interact with level 3s, but Caleb is going to discard a Levi X just to get it in trash. Pretty lucky check there. And Brandon evos into Garu for 2 and raising. And hard passes. Awkward hand is awkward. Yeah, he's showing the camera. That's a really bad hand. Where are all your rookies, my dude? Caleb promotes, swings with Gobbly, it dies. Pops Mist, goes to 5. Plays Waru for 8 to give Brandon 3. Alright, so Brandon promotes, gains memory and hatches from Uko, and then taps Louis, gains another memory. Swing on him, draws from Gabumon. Dies. Plays Zudo for 4, bounces Waru back to hand. Swing on him 2k. Checks the 7th Lightning. Once again, does not interact with Brandon's board, lol. Then plays another Zudo for 4 to set Caleb to 3 and set up lethal on his next turn. Caleb hatches Xiaomon. Activates Biting Crush for 8, discards Leviamon, blows up one of the Zudos, gets 3 memory back from Ace Overflow. Then Brandon's turn at 2. Brandon swings on him 8k, survives. Swings on him 2k, survives. And hard plays Gurumon for 5 to set Caleb to 3. Caleb evos into Gizamon and raising. Looks like he has an Octomon, but there's too many Digimon on the field for him to be able to force Brandon to play the token. Evos in Octomon and raising. Alright, so Caleb scoops. He has no way to defend himself. So Brandon does take game 1. By the way, if you guys enjoy this type of content, please like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. And if you're interested in the Gabumon deck profile, link will be in the pinned comment below. And if you're interested in my Leviamon X deck profile, link will be in the pinned comment below as well. Alright, so Caleb actually makes Brandon go first for game 2, which is definitely not something you want to do versus Gabumon. But fortunately for him, Brandon mulliganed and his hand is pretty bad. So he hatches and hard plays Matt. Caleb hatches Xiaomon, evos into Gobbly, then evos into Ogre for 2. Man, that hand is trashed here. Alright, and then Caleb plays Syakomon for 3 and discards a Gizamon. Alright. Brandon plays Matt for 3, whiffs on the targets. He didn't want to draw those cards anyway, though, so that's still good for him. Chokes Caleb to 1. Caleb promotes, swings on him 1k, and dies. Honestly, if Brandon ever gets 4 memory... Alright, so Caleb plays Syakomon for 3, discards Kotling, gains memory back from his inheritables, and then evos into Octomon. Plays a Fujitsumon token on Brandon's field. Brandon Fox fires the Octomon back to Caleb's hand. Caleb hatches Xiaomon, evos into Gizamon. Evos into Waru for 3 and chokes Brandon to 1. Still no rookies. What's a rookie, dude? Alright, and Brandon plays Louis and fake promotes his Bukamon. Alright, Caleb promotes Gizamon. Swing on a 1k, dies. Swing on him 8k, dies. Plays Octomon for 5. Plays another Fujitsu token to Brandon's field, gives him 3. Yeah, it seems like Brandon has never had 4 memory here, although he could. So what I would legitimately do here is I would play that Hammer Spark, go to 4, and then hard play the Gabumon. And just be like, hey, if you don't out this, I'm going to eventually get in there. But Brandon just plays Gurumon for 5 to set Caleb to 2. Caleb hatches Xiaomon, evos into Gabumon. That's something you have to be willing to do if you brick. Like, put something on the field and force your opponent to out it. And if they don't out it, you actually get to advance your game state. Sometimes giving your opponent 10 memory is better than just slowly watching them kill you while you can't play the game. Something to think about. So Caleb swings over one of the tokens. Brandon has to discard a card. Discards Hammer Spark. Evo's into Drago for 3. There are no targets, so no effect on the Drago. Brandon's turn at 1. Man, that hand. He swings security 5k, it dies. Plays another mat for 3, sets Caleb to 2. Caleb promotes the Gobbly. Evo's into Ogre for 2. Swing on him, 7k, dies. Swing on him, 5k, it lives. Evo's into Drago for 3 memory. Brandon plays back Gabumon, and Caleb plays back Siako. Siako draws 2, and then we'll discard 1. Discards Waru. And he gains 2 memory back from his inheritables to choke Brandon to 1. Alright, so Brandon finally has a Gabumon. And funny enough, if he was able to go to 3 memory here, he could warp into the bond and clear Caleb's board, but he cannot. Not a rookie in sight besides the one randomly checked out of security. So we are going to go to game 3 here. Alright, so Brandon chooses to go first. Makes sense. Hatches Wanya. Evo's into Gabumon. Plays Matt for 3. Ideal opening hand. Caleb hatches Xiaomon. Evo's into Gizamon. Plays Matt for 4 to choke Brandon to 1. Brandon promotes, gains a memory, draws a card from Matt. Evo's into Garu for 2, draws another card from Garu's effect. Evo's into Garu X, draws 2, trashes 2. Trashes Uko. And Hammer Spark, and then should gain a memory here. Alright, we're going to have a chat here. Brandon just forgot to gain the memory off the Garu X effect. Alright, he swings on him, draws 2 cards, one from Wanya, one from Garurumon Inheritable. 6k, 1 check, survives. Plays Matt for 3, gets a Scourge on, adds the Garu. Ultimately, the memory gain doesn't matter, obviously, since Caleb has Memory Setter. Caleb promotes, swings security with Gizamon. Brandon blasts Evos into A's, strips it, and bounces the Gizamon back to hand. Get wrecked. Caleb plays Siakomon for 3, draws 1 card, and then we'll discard a card. Discards Gobbly. Then plays another mat for 4. He could have tapped the mat there to gain a memory. Brandon hatches Wanyamon. He was into Uko. Swing on him. Draws 1 from Wanya. Draws 1 from Garu. Taps Matt to gain a memory. Checks Calling. Plays Louis for 3. Promotes. Gains a memory from Louis. Gains a memory from Uko and hatches Wanya. Evo's into Gabumon. Swing on him. Draws from Wanya. Survives. Mad value off that Ukomon. Plays Foxfire for 4. Bounces Siako back to hand. Plays Uko for 3. Sets up lethal. Caleb hatches Xiaomon. Eva's into Gizamon. Eva's into Ogre for 2. Plays Mist for 3. Mills 2 and draws 1. And Brandon's turn at 2. Alright, Brandon promotes. So he triggers his stuff out of order here. So the Gabumon is start of main phase, but the Ukos and the Louis are during your breeding phase, obviously. So technically, if Caleb wanted to shark him here, he could have been like, well, you can only gain the memories off the Uko since that's mandatory, but you can't hatch or tap the Louis. Obviously, this is locals though, so who cares? So Gabumon draws a card. Matt taps to gain a memory. Then he's like, oh yeah, my Ukomons exist. Gains 2 memory. Hatches. Swings with Uko. Draws from Wanya. Dies. Swing 2k. Dies. And in typical Brandon BM fashion, warps into Bond for 3 and swings for game. So Gabumon does take game 3 to take the match, but I appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy seeing this kind of content. Want to come back for more. But until next time, see ya.